Hello everyone, welcome to Soulfire Studios. I'm your host Soul Reaper, and today this is another interesting video. And I've already teased this 2 posts ago. So today I'm going to be showcasing my newest LEGO creation. This is Mecha Zero, or Mecha Zero, however you can name him. So without further ado, let's get into this guy, shall we? So before I start this video, I just want to say that Mech Zero actually has some lore about him. If you want to know the lore, you can check my post that I probably posted yesterday or 2 days ago. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into him. Here's Mech Zero, or Mecha Zero. Here's a full 360 of him. Now you may have noticed that this guy kind of looks, plain, doesn't have anything interesting. Like, he's pretty basic. He looks like, your average LEGO mech frame. Like, for, like amateurs for LEGO mechs. He's got a slim body. He's got very thin legs and joined together arms. They're very close to the body frame. Oh yeah, speaking about the body frame, it's entirely different from the previous LEGO mechs I did, such as LEGO Megazord and that blue cop I made. That was yesterday's video, I forgot. Yet yeah, it's more rectangular than like on the vertical position than a horizontal position. So yeah, this is an entirely different new frame for the torso. It also has this jumper plate which is 2x2. There's a lot of exposed studs that aren't meant to be there, but they're actually there for a feature that I will showcase later on in this video. So yeah, this guy is pretty simple for the build, but he actually does work. Now, if this video gets enough likes and views, there may be a possibility that I might make a tutorial out of this guy. But spoilers, some of the pieces that I might use may or may not come from LEGO itself. So, if you see some pieces that are not from LEGO, you can easily substitute them. Anyway, sorry about that. So, without further ado, let's get into his articulation. Articulation, he has a ball joint at the head, which can do a full 360. He can't look up, but he can look down. His shoulders are on a ball joint, which allows him to rotate and move in and out. He has a bicep rotation, which also includes a swivel here, an elbow bend, which is also a bend for the wrist, and a hinge joint at the hands. He also has a waist joint that's locked in by 2 ball joints, which allows him to pivot side to side, but not do a full rotation. He has no side skirts, which is only represented by these, which is unfortunate, but it's for good reasons. Legs can move back and forth. They can do a decent spread. There's also another joint which can bend it, and it can also act as a thigh swivel. He has a pretty good knee bend with a kneecap to cover the joint, and a foot joint that is from the blue cop build, and it can pivot, it can move up and down, and has a hinge joint at the toes. So yeah, it's really poseable without the feature that I'm going to be showcasing soon, which you've probably seen that behind you. So yeah, let's get into the feature. So his feature is interesting. Now you see these 3 things behind him. Well, that's actually his feature. He has the ability to have armor. Yes. So basically, he can turn himself into Kamen Rider. In his base form, he's pretty much just a plain old mech. Pretty simple, grayscale, nothing else. But with the armor on, he's basically strong enough to defeat any villain that he counters. Now, he has 3 forms behind him, but his main form is the blue one, which has a lot of parts. So, without further ado, let's armor up! Oh yeah, before we start off the armor up sequence, I just want to say that I will have to be taking the armor parts off camera since I don't want to waste precious time. So, enjoy the armor up sequence. Soul Reaper form initiated. So here is the first form, the Soul Reaper form, which is his main form, sorry. So basically he has the powers of Soul Reaper. He looks like a knight, he has so much armor pieces, he has one shoulder pad, and he has a pretty nice head. Do note that the center part is actually his eye. So the center silver part on the jumper plate is actually his eye. He also got this blade part in the back. Not sure what that's for. Each part comes in a knee with calf armor, thigh armor, forearm guards, either one shoulder pad, two shoulder pads, or no shoulder pads. He also comes with an upgraded helmet and a sword. So yeah, let's move on to the second form, shall we? Flesh Ripper mode initiated. So here is his second form, known as the Flesh Ripper form. And this guy is supposed to be some sort of like aggressive combat version of the Soul Reaper. Now his main weapon is this giant claw, which is actually the Flesh Ripper itself. So basically it's a organic creature. And it even has a spinning feature. Not supposed to be there, but okay. He has all this intense, like, armor. There's even armor that's draping down the thighs. Maybe it's to represent some sort of trench coat. He also has some combination of dark red and normal red, which is also like that for the Soul Reaper with dark blue and regular blue. I have nothing to say other than the fact the helmet's so intense. It looks like something Doomslayer would wear, but not really. So yeah, let's move on to the third form. Legion Angel mode initiated. And here's the third form, known as the Legion Angel form. Now this one is basically based off of a priest. You can tell. So this is all white with yellow with a little hints of gold and some tan. Her head is supposed to represent a nun, like the antennas are draping down instead of looking up. Her main weapon is her iron stake as well as the crucifix. She has no shoulder pads, so unlike Soul Reaper or Flesh Ripper, which has two shoulder pads. So yeah, she's pretty simple. And fun fact, she's actually the first armor that I built before the Soul Reaper and Flesh Ripper. So yeah. So before I end off this video, I just want to say a few things about Mech Zero. You see, I had multiple concept ideas for this guy. You see, I really wanted him to have minimalistic armor pieces, such as not having much in the legs, and mostly focusing on the upper body. So basically, he's just gonna only have the calf armor and front of the thighs, which I forgot to add, and also the rest of the armor from the upper body, as well as the head. Which is pretty cool, and I shouldn't have done that in the first place. That way I don't have to use so much parts and a large base plate for a Flesh Ripper. But to be fair, his weapon is so large. And that was a pretty cool idea. I even almost gone with that idea, but I decided to ultimately have him with full armor. Which, it should have been like that in the first place, but whatever, at least it was pretty good. I really like this figure. And fun fact, you can actually interchange armor pieces. So you can have the Flesh Ripper's left arm with the Legion Angel's right arm with the Soul Reaper body. I'm not going to show that, so yeah. So yeah, overall, Mech Zero or Mecha Zero is a pretty good robot, and especially with the interchangeable armor. Now, if the tutorial does come out, you can actually make your own armor pieces if you want. So yeah, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. And peace. And it's time to armor up!